So, you've just finished a technical course. You put in the hours, you learn the skills, and now you're probably asking yourself, okay, what's next? Well, if that sounds familiar, you are in exactly the right place. We're going to break down a blueprint that's all about bridging that huge gap between learning how to do something and actually building something real with it. You know the feeling, right? You've spent weeks, maybe even months, buried in tutorials. You finally get your head around React, you've mastered databases, and you graduate. And then, crickets. You're standing on one side of this massive gap, looking at the chaotic world of real projects on the other. It's this feeling of uncertainty that a lot of people call the chasm. But here's the thing you have to remember. You are not alone in feeling this way. The real challenge isn't about what you know, it's about figuring out how to apply what you know. So, what if there was a ready-made plan, a map to get you across that chasm? Well, that's exactly what we're digging into today. This is a real-world proposal from a bootcamp called Vibecodeing, and it's basically the perfect blueprint, a bridge, if you will, to connect that classroom education with real-world application. It's a structured plan to help recent graduates team up and start building stuff like right away. Okay, so any good bridge needs really strong pillars, right? The very first pillar of this whole plan is about finding the right people. This isn't just about throwing everybody into a big group and hoping for the best. No, it's about being strategic and forming effective teams from the get-go. So how do you do that? Well, this blueprint sorts potential collaborators in two really key ways. First, you look at the hard technical skills they're bringing to the table. And second, and this is just as important, you look at what they're actually passionate about. That combination, that's the secret sauce. Let's start with the technical side. The roles are pretty clear. Maybe you're a front-end specialist. You love crafting those beautiful user interfaces with React or Vue. Or maybe you're a back-end wizard. You love architecting servers and APIs. You could be a full-stack developer who sees the whole picture, or even a planner or designer with a real eye for UI/UX. The idea is just to identify your strengths. But look, skills are only half the battle. What actually gets you fired up in the morning? This plan is brilliant because it also groups people by passion. Are you into building the future of online learning with edtech? Or are you all about fintech and e-commerce? Maybe you want to create the next great media platform? Or hey, maybe you have that entrepreneurial bug and want to launch your own startup. All right, so you've found the right people. You've got this mix of skills and passion. The next question is obvious. What do you actually build? And this is where it gets really exciting. This blueprint doesn't just leave you hanging. It actually lays out 4 solid concrete business models you can jump into. And just look at the variety here. There's a path for everyone. You could team up to build an ed tech platform and share the revenue. Or if you want something more stable, you could form a freelance team and bid on client projects together. For a really big technical challenge, you could develop a SaaS product, a subscription-based tool. Or you could even form a consulting group and help other companies with their tech. There's a model here no matter what your ambition is. So we have the people, check. We have the ideas, check. The next logical question is, how in the world do you actually get started? Well, the blueprint provides a super simple, really clear pathway to get the ball rolling. It's literally as easy as 1, 2, 3. First, you fill out a simple survey about your skills, what you're interested in, and your availability. Second, based on those answers, groups are matched up, connecting people with skills that complement each other and who share the same goals. And third, the new teams get right to work, picking an idea, figuring out who does what, and planning their MVP. And that term MVP is absolutely crucial. It stands for minimum viable product. The whole idea is to not get bogged down trying to build the perfect, feature-packed app on day one. Instead, you build the simplest, most basic version you can, get it out there, get real feedback, and then you start improving. It's all about taking action instead of waiting for perfection. So let's talk about the destination. After you cross this bridge, what's waiting for you on the other side? Well, the blueprint lays out 4 huge benefits that directly answer that initial what's next problem. This is why a framework like this is such a game changer. It's not just about one little project. It's about jumpstarting your entire career. You're going to network and build relationships with your peers. You'll gain real-world experience that no course could ever teach you. You could even start generating some income. And maybe most importantly, you'll build a portfolio with tangible results that prove you can do the work. It transforms what's next into what's now. When you boil it all down, the entire spirit of this blueprint is captured in this one simple mission statement. It's a powerful shift from thinking about me to thinking about we.
creating a system where everyone in the group can grow and succeed together.
For any plan like this to actually work, that first step has to be incredibly simple and clear. In this example, they just set a deadline and asked for 4 basic things: your skills, your interests, your availability, and just a quick intro. It's such a simple, low-friction way to get things moving.
And that really brings us to the final thought here. This isn't just some abstract proposal, it's a real model for turning learning into doing. So I want you to take a second and really ask yourself, if you had the right team and a clear framework just like this, what would you want to build?